Hey, what's up everyone? Eric here with an Atari video this time. Yay! Handheld and portable month is over, so I had been itching to play some Atari, and I had pulled out my copy of Ms. Pac-Man for the Atari 2600, had been playing that, and then I went to Goodwill and recently found this copy of Ms. Pac-Man for the Atari 7800. Now, I've always really enjoyed Ms. Pac-Man on the 2600 and always felt this was a much better game than the original Pac-Man. Now, it does have its flaws. For example, looking at the cover art, the pellets are still square. They're still chiclets. But otherwise, it's a decent game. Much, like I said, much more enjoyable than Pac-Man. But I had never played Ms. Pac-Man on the 7800. I just recently acquired a 7800. And wow, was I blown away with this version. Just for starters, look, the pellets are round. That's awesome. So, I decided, you know what, I should do a video and kind of show the differences between these two, because I think people just dismiss Atari as Atari, and there are some vast differences between these two games. Like I said, this is a decent game on the Atari 2600, but I think this definitely shows up why the Atari 7800 is a must-own for any Atari fan. Now, as part of my comparison, I'm going to use the Atari 2600 joystick when I play Ms. Pac-Man on the 2600, and I'll use whatever the hell this was that Atari came up with for the 7800 when I play Ms. Pac-Man on that. You know what would be awesome is if you could use your Gravis joystick on the Atari. Somebody needs to make a 7800 to PC adapter there. But anyways, I will be playing both of them on my 7800. I do have a 2600 down there, but I'm just lazy, and it's just easier to play stuff on this one. So, I will be playing them both on the 7800, but that's not a big deal. Oh, look, and I've got my PS2 there, and what's a PlayStation 2 good for? Holding Atari 7800 games. I'm just joking. Don't freak out, PlayStation fanboys. I love my PS2. But anyways, let's take a look at Ms. Pac-Man on the 2600 first.
So here is Ms. Pac-Man on the Atari 2600, and you'll notice there's no title screen. You just push the button on the joystick to start the game. And first thing you'll notice is it doesn't really look a lot like Ms. Pac-Man. It does look better than the original Pac-Man game on the Atari 2600. For starters, Ms. Pac-Man faces the correct way. Whichever, if she's going left, it's facing left. If she's going right, the sprite faces right. Also, there's less flicker than in the original Pac-Man game, so that's nice as well, and it does move a little bit faster. But once again, you'll notice the pellets are all square, so they look like chiclets instead of being round, and the maze isn't exactly accurate. But this is still a decent game on the Atari 2600. It's just not Ms. Pac-Man. And also, I don't think the sprite looks a lot like Ms. Pac-Man. That little bow thing on the head looks more like a kid's cap to me, so it almost looks like a junior Pac-Man, so that's another thing about this game I don't like. But like I said, all in all, it's better than the original Pac-Man game. Now I'm trying something new here, filming my CRT TV, so you'll all have to let me know down in the comments if you all think this looks nice, or if I should keep working on it, or just stop trying to film my CRT TV. So let me know down in the comments. The sound is not that good either in this game, but that's kind of just a limitation of the Atari 2600 in general. It does not have that good of a sound chip in it. This version actually has the different pieces of fruit too, which is nice. There is still some flicker going on though, but not nearly as severe as in Pac-Man. Now I'm not sure what those black lines are off to the left, if that's in every Ms. Pac-Man game on the 2600 or if that's just my copy. But it does look weird.
Yay!
And another thing missing from the 2600 version is the cutscenes, unfortunately. The maze changes too, which is nice. That not only just the color, but the layout of the maze is different. And what is this after I got game over?
Why wouldn't you show this before the game started? You get the title screen after you die?
And here's Ms. Pac-Man on the Atari 7800.
Yay, a title screen.
Very excited about that title screen. It pretty much has the whole intro from the arcade game, which is really cool. This already looks much better than the 2600 version. Now this looks great. This looks so much like the arcade game and so much better than the Atari 2600 version. The sound is even better too, even though the 7800 does have the same sound hardware as the 2600, which is kind of one of the few disappointing things about the 7800. But this game just looks amazing, and it plays pretty decent with the Atari 7800 joystick. I do find the Atari 2600 joystick to be slightly more comfortable, so I think in the future I will use that to play Ms. Pac-Man. You can use the Atari 2600 joystick for pretty much any game that doesn't require two buttons, the two buttons that are on the 7800 joystick. But this is just a blast to play, and this shows off one of the reasons to own an Atari 7800 is awesome arcade conversions like this. This is light years better than the Atari 2600 version. And I think Ms. Pac-Man is probably my favorite of the Pac-Man games. I will admit I haven't played all of them, but I've played most of them, and I enjoy Ms. Pac-Man. Whenever I find a Ms. Pac-Man arcade game somewhere, I get pretty excited about it, and I have to put a quarter in it and play it. I also really dig those Ms. Pac-Man Galaga combo. I think they call them like the class of '81 combo cabinets. Those are awesome too. But just look at this go. This is great on the Atari 7800. The cartridges may be the same shape and size, but this shows off the vast difference between the 7800 and the 2600. And honestly, the 7800 is pretty comparable to the NES, besides the sound hardware. And that the NES has a superior controller.
Damn it. There we go.
And look, we have the cutscenes even. That's even more awesome. So like I said, Ms. Pac-Man on the Atari 2600 is fun, but it's a must-own on the 7800. If you're collecting for the 7800, this is a no-brainer. Anyways, this has been Eric with Mad 8 Productions with another side-by-side comparison review. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments, and as always, thanks for watching. I'm going to play some more Ms. Pac-Man on the 7800 here. Hey guys, thanks again for checking out my Atari video. If you got a few minutes, why don't you click one of these thumbnails here to check out one of my other videos. I've got a goofy McDonald's Happy Meal unboxing video that I did, or you can check out one of my retro game reviews there that I've done recently. Also, don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons, and don't forget to check out my links to the social media crap there, and as always, thanks again for watching.